It's Nolan. What's going on, y'all? It's the kid J Nolan here. Hey man, we're gonna have a moral conversation today. Now, for all my parents out there, this is probably gonna hit very close to home because we're gonna be questioning how far you're willing to go to protect your child, right? If a group of kids was jumping your son or your daughter outside your house, they were in plain sight, you were able to see what was going on, would you go out, run out the house, and actually do something about it? Not just break up the fight, but actually put hands and or feet on these kids. You know what I'm saying? We got a story here of somebody that actually went out and did that, right? So we've got resurfaced docs that reveal NeYo's ex, Miss Sade Bagnerise, was arrested after allegedly helping her son fight classmates. Now, this happened earlier this year, back in March, if I'm not mistaken. The way it was reported was that she fought one classmate, right? So people were thinking that it was a one-on-one fight and she jumped in. No, more information has leaked out. She's actually put more information out. She's released screenshots of ring light footage, ring camera footage, letting people know that her son was being jumped. Multiple kids were jumping on her son. Her son is a teenager, like 16 years old. So these are not small kids. These are children that are on their way to adulthood. They got consent to goddamn have sex in most states. So these motherfuckers is big football players, as she said. So we're going to get into all of the details and see what exactly unfolded here. So according to Whispers with Bella, they say NeYo's side baby mama, that's very shady, Miss Sade Bagnerise, addresses fight with her teenage sons, not NeYo's, classmates. So not NeYo's child. She claims her son was being bullied. Sade was arrested on March 27th on charges of first-degree cruelty to children, third-degree cruelty to children, and battery. She was released on March 29th after posting $31,000 bond. She now sports an ankle monitor, which you can see in some of her photos that she's posted on social media. She's also released her own explanations to justify her actions. So let's go ahead and get into what she had to say. First thing she says is, I will never understand bullying someone and then playing victim when they stand up for themselves. I don't condone bullying and will always protect my kids with my life. This has been so stressful to deal with, from the charges to the ankle monitor, but that's my son, and when nobody had his back, I have to have it. Anti-bully Mama Bear. Then at the bottom she says, jumping my son because you losing a fight you started is OD. So right off the bat she's implying that her son was not actually seeking a fight. Somebody brought it to him. I guess they were losing and some folks decided to jump in. You know how I go with these young folks these days. Nobody want to take a honest ass whooping, so that sounds about right. Furthermore, she has evidence right here. It says 16-year-olds, football players at that, jumping, attacking, antagonizing, threatening, and bullying someone you started with. Mutually agreed to catch a one-on-one fade after he confronted you for randomly posting his pictures online, calling him a monkey for no apparent reason at that. And then did this. Mark ass BS. Mind you, they take the same bus to and from school, and my son didn't even know him or his name. Just a straight up bully. We don't condone bullying over here. I will always protect anybody I love, especially my kids. Mama Bear activated anti-bully. So as you can see in this photo here, these are three boys, two of which are, surrounding him. He's on the ground. There's two actively participating in the fight. There's one standing back. And another screenshot, she's saying, listen to the audio. Apparently, we can't hear the audio, but it says he's leaking. Somebody made it apparent to let it know that he was bleeding, and they were putting him in a chokehold while he's defenseless, clocking him hard as F. Then posted the video all over their socials to humiliate him at school and did the most ATL-ish I ever heard of and dropped a diss record about it. But playing victim is insane, right? So she's saying, my God, that after all of this took place and she finally came to come defend her son, got them up off him, probably put her hands and feet on these young niggas. Now they want to play victim. Now they want to sue. Now they want to go to the police and all of this stuff, playing victim like they were not the aggressors in this situation. They also leaked the footage of their own fight. So they had somebody else recording. They leaked it online, made fun of him in school, and they released a diss track about him. Furthermore, she uploads another screenshot saying, and even after, still, one of the attackers getting dropped off, banging at the door, signaling the black car to move out the camera way once he notices the ring camera. More people. You see there's these young men back there constantly circling my home with threats and demanding him to come outside. She also posts a screenshot of her daughter on Snapchat. I guess her daughter chimed in online, said some things. Now the young men say that they're going to get a female to beat her up, right? So now she says the alleged victim now threatening sweet innocent Isis, my daughter. Another screenshot of the Ring camera, him following through on that threat by having 2 teens attack my son after school, and a woman and 2 grown men attacked and threatening my daughter, leaving her with a knot and bloody mouth. So getting back to my original question, man, how far would you go to protect your children? You know what I'm saying? Now me, as I have a son on the way, it's going to be very soon, you know what I mean? And it ain't going to be too long before he gets in school. He's going to be around other kids. And me and my fiance are already talking about this stuff, about how we're trying to bring him up to be positive, have his own mind, have strong discernment so that he doesn't get caught up in the wrong crowds. But there's just some things that are really hard to avoid when you go into school. Not to say bullying is innately there, but it's always looming, right? You have other kids that come from harsh backgrounds. You don't know where they're actually from, what city, states, what type of family they come from, what their parents are doing to them at home, if they have any sort of voice in their household. These are typically a lot of the kids that are taking out their home issues on other kids at school, trying to prey on the so-called weak. And a lot of the more timid kids that just mind their business end up being the ones that run into these children, right? And like I said, these are not small kids. These are 16-year-olds. So whatever problems they've had, they've been dealing with them for a long time. These are big kids. They're not small. They play on the football team. They got some weight on them. You know, so when you have a smaller son, like I'm a small nigga, man. I remember some niggas used to try me every now and then, and I had to show them that I wasn't afraid of them. But, you know, as a parent, your job, your number one priority is to protect your kids at all costs, whether it's from adults or other kids. And you can't always withdraw your child from school and go from place to place, you know what I'm saying, trying to get in other counties, because you're going to be confronted with a lot of the same issues no matter where you go, because the experience is so universal. Now, me personally, one of my goals with my son is definitely to get him in boxing training, learning some self-defense, you know what I'm saying, just knowing how to maneuver himself if he's ever confronted with violence. I don't want him to be aggressive, but you know what I mean, sometimes you also got to know how to turn on that other chamber when niggas be on some bullshit, you know what I'm saying? So all of these things come to mind when I think about this story. But ultimately, if there was something going on and I was able to witness it and it was kids jumping on my child, man, oh God, I would hate to be confronted with that shit, because Miss Sade, she just came out and put her hands on them, you know what I'm saying, hit a couple of them. And of course, they see an adult come out swinging hands, they gonna get the fuck on. Especially in a jumping situation, instinct might go crazy and goddamn go in that goddamn shelf. So honestly, they got away kind of easily, because there's a lot of people in this world that would have tucked their goddamn shotgun out there, would have been on some Travis Rudolph type shit, and everybody would have been sad. Everybody would have fucking lost, right? People would have lost freedom. People would have lost children. People would have lost a lot of morality, lost some days from school, all type of shit. So when this story first broke, there were a lot of people that were condemning her actions. There were a lot of people that also were backing her up and supporting her, saying, hey, that's my job. That's what I do. But now that we have more information, it definitely seems as though she's justified, because you can't just let people jump on your kid, especially as she says, even adults got involved to where they were trying to impose themselves upon her kids as well, man. This shit is wild. These young folks are just out of control, man. I hate to fucking see it. I hate to see it from the standpoint of just, you know, trying to protect your kids, right? Being in an environment around them. A lot of these kids these days, they trying to break in homes. They trying to do a lot of crazy shit. You want to have a positive child in your household, but then them having that even keeled, balanced attitude, a lot of people think that they could just come do what the fuck they want with them. But as it pertains to Miss Sade, I fully agree with her. I think she was definitely in the right. She had to sacrifice a couple things. She had a goddamn ankle monitor on, had to be on house arrest for a little bit, had to entertain herself in the crib. I mean, she does have a child with NeYo, so she has child support coming in, and I think she was filing for that earlier this year. So if she wasn't able to go out and get her own bag, she was good for whatever that time period was. Do what you got to do to protect the cubs, man. I'm with it. But y'all got to let me know how y'all feel down below in the comments, man. Is this something that you would do? Would you have called the police and hoped that that was going to be a better result? Would you have gone further? Let me know how y'all feel about this, man. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit the post notification bell for all updates, and I will see y'all on the next one. Much love and respect. Y'all stay safe out there. Peace. It's Nolan.